survivors, day 2. Great, that's the dedication. Showing up on such a sunny day to the conference. Good job. We'll wait for everybody to join and we'll start. Shall we? Okay, can everybody hear me? Yes. Right? Good. Cool. So, again, well, good to see you all. Really, such a dedication, such an inspiration to see you all here on a Sunday, on a sunny Sunday, basically. So, that's the teachers we need. I think let's get ourselves a round of applause for showing up. So, before we go any further, I'd like to ask you a question. Is it difficult to integrate technology into an English lesson? So if the answer is yes, so imagine that yes is here and no is way there. So I'm just going to walk and you shout the answer. So if it's difficult, then say stopped at yes. If it's easy, then shout no when I'm walking there, okay? So, is it difficult to integrate technology into a lesson?
No.
Stop. Stop? Really? Stop. Difficult? Difficult? No? Okay.
Difficult.
Stop. Okay, so we're like in the middle, right? Like 50-50. Okay, cool, great. So, wow, how does that work? Where should I point it?
You see, it is difficult to integrate.
Like, that's cool. Okay, no worries. That's why we have a backup plan. So, does that look familiar?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, fairly typical. Can you help me out? Yes? Okay. Okay. Somebody needed things. Yes. Yeah. Okay, familiar, right? What about this one?
Yeah.
Typical. What about this one? In case of fire, please leave the building before posting it on social media.
Wow.
We can even find something like this, right? Being on fire on the Instagram. That's hell of a post, I guess, right? So
1 million likes. 1 million likes.
Absolutely. You know, you're the star, like Andy Warhol said, star for 15 minutes. Cool. So, technology is something that surrounds us in all our areas of life, and especially in those of our learners. As a result, we often assume that we have very little or even nothing to show them in this respect. Well, that can be pretty misleading judgment. I guess we as teachers are facing a challenge of combining existing knowledge with the potential of new technologies. And this is great. It is challenging, but it is rewarding. And I guess it's difficult, right? Sometimes it can be, but as you know what they say, where there is a will, there is a way. And trust me, there is more than one way to make our lessons a success using technology. So consider this. What is the most important factor in success or failure in using technology in the classroom? What do you think?
Whether you believe in what you plan, how it's going to work, and whether you know how to operate inside.
Exactly. Awesome. Okay. What else?
Relevance.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good. What else?
Internet connection.
Yes, absolutely. Great. Any other ideas? What matters when we use technology in class? Okay, I guess everything that's been said can be grouped under this. And that is the attitude. What matters is the attitude. There's been a wide range of negative attitudes towards using technology in the classroom, right? They were varied, ranging from, I've been teaching without it forever, why start? I don't have the right skills and knowledge, somebody mentioned that, right? The school doesn't have any computer resources, which is pretty is true, unfortunately now, especially if we're talking about state school, that is the case. It's more entertainment than learning. Well, would you agree with that one? Is it something that you feel? You disagree? Yeah? Yeah, okay, why? Yeah.
Because we can teach through entertainment.
Exactly, yeah, so exactly.
Most time.
Brilliant. That's my next point. Actually, every single one can be easily dealt with. So if we take the first one, I've been teaching without it forever, why start? Well, everybody will have to use technology in real life. Actually, our learners will have to use technology the minute they walk out of the room, basically. You're using technology right now, some of you, like checking your cell phones or whatever. So it is there. I strongly believe it is our responsibility as teachers to bring education as close to real life as possible, to show them that learning is real life, because it is fun and it is real life, basically. So definitely not the statement, not the attitude. I don't have the right skills and knowledge. Good point. Well, that is the issue of being E-ready, electronically, digitally ready. And the best advice you can get is start with easier tasks. If something pretty challenging looks discouraging, tasks, challenging tasks, look discouraging at first, start with less ambitious ones, right? Start with tasks you're 100% confident about using. Start with tasks you can give clear instruction about. Start with easier tasks, and we'll have a look at some of them. The school doesn't have any computer resources, right? That's the case, unfortunately, yes, have to live with that. Most learners have the devices necessary. I think every one of them has an iPod, a smartphone, a PC at home, but they have something, at least something. So that is not quite the case as well. And the last one, what's your name, sorry?
Victoria.
Victoria, brilliant statement, really. So that's what Victoria said. What we learn with pleasure, we never forget. So who said that learning can't be fun? Who said that learning can be entertaining and efficient at the same time? You know, like the way I learned the words whatever and whenever was through a Shakira song. Remember the music video where she was dancing, emerging from the sea, singing whatever, whenever, whatever? So I learned that through that song when I was like first grade. I still remember that, through that song, because that was so much fun. So not the case again. So once we've got over all these negative attitudes towards using technology in the classroom, we should consider another important point, and that is, it is never worth using technology for the sake of technology. So if there is a task that works perfectly well, perfectly fine without a computer, or without it being interactive, being online, do it the way it was done. It used to be done. So it's never worth using technology for the sake of technology just to tell somebody that you are integrating technology in the classroom. Technology needs to follow certain aims. It has to have the relevance, as you clearly mentioned before. So it has to be integrated into your lesson wisely. Right, so now let's have a look at what should we consider when choosing an online app or activity. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to evaluate and try out some of the websites and apps. So what do you think? What should we consider when choosing an online activity or app? Yes. So if you are choosing an app or online activity for your learners, you do that sometimes, right? So what do you consider?
Level.
The age.
Level, age.
How much time am I going to spend making any activity on this app?
Yes.
Because some things are really confusing.
Yes, exactly. Good call. Anything else what you consider? Oh, I can see people there. Like kind of hiding, I can see you a little bit. Okay. Anything else?
How effective it will be during the lesson.
So you mean the aim, right? It is yes, good. Any others? Technology? You choose a video to watch in your class. What do you consider?
Is it appropriate?
Absolutely, good call. Yes, is it appropriate? Great. So, when choosing an online activity or app, consider language, grammar, vocabulary practice, So is it a way to present? Is it a way to produce or recycle? What kind of grammar you're trying to teach or practice or check? What kind of vocabulary the same way, works the same way there, basically. So language, systems, consider this as number one point. Second, what kind of ideas for discussions and or critical thinking this particular activity or app can generate? Pretty important one. And that goes back to the issue of appropriateness, right? And the issue of relevance as well. Good. Next, developing particular skills. That is why I love technology so much. It develops all four. It develops speaking, writing, listening, and reading. So all four, and you basically can develop every single one with just one activity, with one website, with one app. That is also great because it's very flexible. And the last one, a way of raising interest levels. You know, I've just arrived from Kiev, where I attended IATEFL conference, Ukraine, and the main aim there, the main topic for all plenary sessions was critical thinking, basically. Critical thinking and engagement in the classroom. And there's been a lot of research into when learners feel most engaged into the lesson. And the findings actually showed that the learners are most engaged when they watch or listen something, somehow. So using technology actually plays this vital role. It helps to basically get them engaged. Plus, as I mentioned before, it is real life. So they kind of can find the correlation. They can sort of see that this can be applied. Yeah, this works. No, this is real life. This is not just a course book. This is that's my cell phone or a computer on the internet. You know, there is something more than Facebook, and so on and so on and so forth. So I believe this is the main points that we should consider when choosing an online app or activity. Maybe not all of them, but definitely one of them for every activity that we choose. So now we have a look at a couple of websites, basically, and apps that we can use to aid learning for our students. So what I want you to do is to spread this little piece of paper, and I want you to write your name, your last name, and your email address, so that after I'm done with the presentation, I will forward you all the links and the presentation. So you don't need to write anything. You'll have everything on your emails, I guess, tomorrow morning. Okay, so just fill in. Okay. Thanks. So I'll get on with it and you just fill in. So the first website that I particularly like is called Poltava.com. And this is an audio and video recording facility, basically. So it takes probably like a second to sign up if you're on Facebook, maybe 3 seconds if you're not. So you need to go through this registration process, which takes 3 seconds, I promise. Very straightforward, very user-friendly. After you've registered, you get to upload a picture, a photo, any photos that you like, any photos that your learners like. It may be basically applied to the activities that you're doing. So you upload your photo, you choose the background, the little dot that I really like, and is the photo, and this golden whatever it is the background. And the key idea here is that the learners, or you as a user, can record an audio message, basically. So you press play or record, and you record a short talk, basically. After you've recorded the talk, you can forward it through Facebook, through email, you can download it, or you can leave it on that account, on Poltava account, of course. You can share it, so very easy to access. The question, what kind of activities can we do with this website?
Really?
Practice and pronunciation.
Great. Okay. What else?
Really?
Really? Okay. Possible.
It can be practice for exams describing a photograph. PET or FCE.
Yes.
Something like this.
Yes. Brilliant. Good. What else?
Storytelling skills in some occasions or
Yes. Absolutely. So it can be so varied. You can give your learners a picture and ask them to describe using particular structures. It can be skills development and exam practice, as was mentioned before. It can be used to, to record a congratulation before like holidays or whatever. It can be used to create an ad for your school. It can be used for basically anything you like, I guess. And again, it can support all language aims that you're pursuing, like 4 in 1, basically. Right, so next one. Next one is called storyboardzat.com. Again, you'll receive all the links, so don't worry about that. So storyboardzat.com is a website for creating comics, comic strips, and comics books, basically. So you go on the website, you register, again, a second if you're on Facebook, 3 seconds if you're not. So you've got your account, it's free. So everything that I'm showing you today is free. And you get to create a comic strip, basically. You get to choose the scenes. You see it can be very town, home, outdoor, school, aesthetics, whatever. And there is much more to that. You get to choose characters, different people, so funny, really, from different ages, different jobs, different whatever, age groups and stuff like that. You get to choose textables, these little bubbles with speech where you, or by you, I mean you as a person who tries this, and then your learners, so I'll be using you pronoun right now, meaning you, and furthermore your learner. So you actually type the text. You can use shapes, you can add some web technology, which are also like visuals, basically. And you get to create a comic book, a comic strip first, because there are like 6 squares or 8. So it can be up to like 100 pages, so it can be a real comic book. After you've completed, you can save it in PDF. You can forward it through Facebook, you can forward it through email, basically through Twitter, I guess. And I'm sure they even added the contact option right now, but that is not final yet. So again, great. What kind of skills or, well, language systems can be developed using this activity? I mean, it's not just fun. We need to kind of pursue some kind of language aim. What aim can be pursued? Which grammar or vocabulary can we apply to that? Any. Basically any. That's the idea. So it can be anything that you teach. I teach corporate students, and I have a group of men, upper intermediate, and we're learning idioms. And they were set a task to create a comic book, a comic strip, basically. We're going to make a comic book at the end of the year as a project, using the idioms. So each, I guess, each 2 squares had to use an idiom that we were studying. And that was the best experience ever. They told me that it took them like 15 minutes to create. This is an upper intermediate group, so it may be longer for lower levels. But it was so entertaining and so fun and so memorable, basically, that, well, they enjoyed it, I enjoyed it, it was great. Another way to use a storyboard that I actually did was to teach reported speech. You ask your learners to create some kind of dialogue, probably using the vocabulary that they covered or whatever you want to focus on. After that, they send you the comic strips, you print them. So if you have the facilities to print that in color, that is awesome, because you can actually stick it on walls, and it looks pretty. And it is something that your learners do. Well, but okay, so my learners created this comic strip. They came to class, and then we taught reported speech through that. So that was, again, perfect, because that was something that they created, that their peers created, that was memorable because it was full of visuals, and that was so much fun. So why not? You can use this to actually create grammar presentations for your learners. Sometimes textbooks or all these grammar references, they're not as exciting as we want them to be, so we can make it more exciting using that. Why not? Next website. Oh, that's the best one. I wish I could show you with this, and probably I will. That's called Devolver Movie Maker. And it is a website for, guess what? Movie making, that's right, making movies, exactly. So it is very similar to storyboard.com, apart from the fact that you don't have to register. You just go online and you do it right away. So that's all. Here you get to choose the location again, the background. You get to choose the characters, the music, the plot. So it can be like a rendezvous, or a chase, or a pursuit. So there are more than 8 options. After that, you create up to 5 different scenes, so like 5 episodes of the movies. Totally, probably 3 minutes maximum. Your learners get to type again everything, I mean all the phrases that are said, all the words that are mentioned and stuff like that. So they actually create the movie. After they've done, they create, these things that goes after the movie is finished. I forgot the name in English for that.
Credits.
Yes, credits, thank you very much. Yes, the credits actually. They choose the style, they write their name as a director. So perfect. Well, we're way behind Oscars this year, but I did this after Oscar nominations were announced, and that was so much fun. We had like a little Oscar party with the red carpet and handing Oscar awards. It took us, okay, I won't lie, it took us 20 minutes. I have a group of 7 people. It took us 20 minutes to present a film and to vote and give out an Oscar award. Again, they practiced the language because the task was to use certain conditionals, and I guess it was prepositions or something like that in their films, in their movies. But again, it was fun, it was memorable, it was production. It was developing listening skills, reading skills, it was developing systems, it was developing critical thinking, right? And it was developing creativity. So God, it was shooting more than one bird with one stone. Cool, so Devolver, awesome. And again, all age groups. Whatever context you teach, works fine. Next one. And favorite one. Before we go any further, does anybody speak Spanish? Are you fluent?
Not actually.
Okay, so. Okay, good. So you're gonna help me out with that because like, I've just taken it up. So I'm not an expert. And another question: do you learners ever struggle with learning vocabulary? Yeah? Yeah? I mean, like, yeah? Okay. Okay. So I mean, if they're not, then you're like super lucky. Because mine, that's a disaster sometimes. Like I can't learn this, I can't remember the words, this kind of stuff. So, do you remember when we used to learn the words, probably it worked at our state school systems, we used to learn the words with flashcards. Writing one word on the front side and the translation or the definition at the back side. And we were flipping, remember? So I did that as a school kid, so probably some of you also did that. Well, that was good, that was efficient. It was time-consuming, of course. It was difficult to handle all this and to carry all these cards around. They were missing, whatever. So it was okay, but it has its issues, right? So some brilliant people from the United States who are actually learning, they're researching and discovering how the brain works. They're neuroscientists. Developed an app for all devices, basically, which is called Anki, A-N-K-I. Again, I'll email you the links. And does anybody know that app? Yeah, okay, you use it, right?
I have used it.
Okay, you're gonna tell me what you think of it, okay? Just in a second. I'm just interested in your opinion. Has anybody heard about Quizlet?
Yeah.
There was a
Yes.
presentation yesterday.
Yes, yesterday. Okay, yes, I remember the program. So this is similar. It is a bit better than Quizlet, only with one thing. Quizlet was developed by IT guys, basically, as an app. This app was developed by neuroscientists, people who know how the brain works. That's the main difference, basically. But if you had the presentation on Quizlet, right, you definitely know how it works. So you enter the words on the front side, then you enter the definition or translation or whatever the way you like it on the back side, and you create a card, basically. You create a number of cards, like 10, 15, whatever number you want, and then you start learning it. You start studying. So you see a page like that, which is similar to Quizlet, right? So that is a print screen from my Spanish deck that I'm learning. So, and the phrase is, can you help me out with that? I'm not so good with pronunciation.
Sin lugar a duda.
Right, so do you know what it means?
Okay, without place, but about duda, I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. So, without doubt.
Yeah,
You know, without doubt,
without,
right.
yes.
So, what's your name?
Anna?
Anna. Okay, so Anna kind of remembered the translation. She remembered that sin is like without some like place, whatever Duda was not clear. So something was okay, but it wasn't like without doubt. You know, it wasn't 100% option. So here at the bottom of the program, you've got the options when the program is going to remind you the word, actually. Does it work the same with Quizlet, I guess, right? It also reminds you. Yes? Quizlet, yes? Yeah? Okay, good. So it has the options when to remind it. It can remind you to revise the word in 10 minutes if it was really bad. Like, because I didn't remember at all, so I would choose 10 minutes. It can remind you in 18 days if it was hard. You know, so I guess it was hard, you know, or good, you know, or hard. Like, it's up to you to choose. So you actually get to reflect on your own pace, on your own progress, right? So if that was really good, it will remind you in 2.5 months, and if it was easy, it will remind you in 5 months. The time span differs. As you see, the time span is very long, it's huge for my card, because I added this word like a month ago, or 2 months ago actually. So the time span is long. If you add a new word, the options will be 1 minute, 10 minutes, 1 day. Next day, the options will be, I guess, a day, 4 days, 8 days, or 14 days. And then they will get longer and longer and longer. The idea is that the program gets adjusted to the way your brain works. I know it sounds like Harry Potter stuff, but it actually works this way. So it adjusts to the way your brain works, and it reminds you the word when you're just about to forget it. So that is what I like about about this particular app. So you can install it on your PC, you can install it on your smartphone, you can install it basically everywhere. It's great, it's useful, try it out. Especially try it out with the learners who struggle with learning vocabulary. And you know, we can't go very far without vocabulary. You know, that's unfortunately is okay. So try this out, why not? So, next website is called lyricstraining.com. I know you have, has it
Yes.
been
Yeah,
mentioned?
yesterday.
Yes, okay, so I'm not gonna stop on that, right? So Kara, I guess.
Yes.
Yes, you know how it works, awesome, thank you. Cool. Okay, what we should never forget about using is His Majesty's Internet. Yeah, we really forget about that sometimes, yeah? The activity that I'm gonna show you is totally low prep. So all you need is Google, basically, that's all, and the attitude, you know? So have a look here. Don't believe every quote you read on the internet, because I totally didn't say that. Albert Einstein. So, do our learners open the very first link they find on the web to get all the information that they need? Quite often, right? Do they ever evaluate the source? Is everything that we read on the internet true or to be trusted? No, right? Good students, right? So, what are the consequences of spreading false or inaccurate information? I bet. Yes, absolutely. Especially at this time, I mean, 21st century. I bet this is a question that our learners hardly ever ask themselves, if ever, basically, right? Especially teens, and not only teens, I guess. When I showed this quote to my dad, he was stuck for a second, like, oh yeah, that's a joke, you know, because Albert Einstein, okay, probably he said that, oh no, really, he didn't, that's just a joke. So the next activity that I'm suggesting for you is perfect to develop extensive reading skills, which are great for exam practice and general in life. Critical thinking, which is something that is not very well developed, I guess, at the state school sometimes, unfortunately, because of the syllabus and the curriculum. It develops speaking. It encourages discussion. So the activity is like that. So you give your learners a quote attributed to many people. So you definitely know this one. Everybody's a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it's stupid. Who said that? Einstein? Yeah, did I hear Einstein? Did he? Okay, did he? So that is something that the learners are about to find out, and that was one of the best classes I've ever taught. So many options, so many opinions. So you get them the quote, which is attributed to many people, and you ask them to trace it back to the original source. Not just who said that, but actually to trace it back to the original source. You ask them to evaluate the source. You ask them to prove why they believe that this is actually the truth. So they kind of switch on their analytical skills, their critical skills. They read because it's in English, right? So there's an extensive reading skill, and they talk, they discuss when they come back to class. This is the perfect situation when you can teach functional language, like agreeing, disagreeing. This is the perfect case for teaching, polite disagreeing and all the way communication has to be done. So awesome. All you need for that is Google. That's all. So, what is that?
Attention.
Question mark, okay? It's more than that. So what is that?
Attention.
A warning, exactly. A warning, yes, attention. So, there are two things I need to warn you about. And those are, first of all, when introducing an online activity, not necessarily online activity, technology in classroom, first thing, demonstrate. So demonstrate to your learners how it's done. Don't just give them instructions, demonstrate. Yeah, some of the learners are more, intelligent than we are, So my 3-year-old nephew can use iPhone better than I do, but still, for some of them, it can be challenging as well. So first of all, demonstrate. Second of all, always have a backup plan. So, as you can see, all these things, the print screens, right? So you can see the date, it was 26th of March when I was preparing this talk, So these are print screens. Of course, it would be better to show this using the internet, but I wasn't 100% confident that it wouldn't fail. I wasn't sure about what kind of connection we're having, how many people, does technology work or not, what's going to happen. I wasn't sure, so I did a backup plan, and that's my backup plan in practice. You should always have a backup plan when using technology, because it's kind of important. So, yes, so these are the main two things. Demonstrate and have a backup plan, and you won't get in trouble, ever. So, if I ask you the same question, is it difficult to integrate technology in the classroom? This is a yes, there is a no. I'm walking, you can stop me?
We will never stop you.
You didn't like my presentation that much, you want to walk me out of the window, right? Okay,
No,
I guess
because
it's
it's
a
so
no.
easy.
Yes, it's super easy. So, why not do it? So it's easy, it's efficient, it's fun, it's close to real life. It's fun for us as teachers, we don't get stuck with course books and stuff, so we actually get it to entertain ourselves a bit. So why not use it? So remember, classrooms don't need tech geeks who can teach. They need teaching geeks, like we are on Sunday here, who can use tech. Thank you very much. So you can ask me any questions. If you have any questions, I'm fairly open to answer them. Okay. Yes? Great. So you can email me with any questions and suggestions that you have. I would love to hear your experience about using Anki or any program, doing a research on that. So you're most welcome. You will receive the presentation and the links first thing tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
Thank you. Conference. Good to see you guys.
Amy. Come on.